Princess Leonor's stunning transformation in Denmark honored by Prince Christian's parents. A quiet Danish palace. Formal greetings. Expected smiles. Suddenly, a young Spanish princess appears transformed. Protocol bends. And the honor she receives from Prince Christian's parents reveals a secret story the world was never meant to see. The winter sun hangs low over Copenhagen as cars glide silently into the cobbled courtyard of Amalienborg Palace. Inside, the Danish royal household prepares for another formal reception, or so everyone thinks. For days, whispers of a private meeting have circulated, but nothing prepared onlookers for the sight of Princess Leonor stepping out of her car. Gone is the shy student of Spain. In her place stands a poised, elegant young woman whose presence seems to alter the air around her. Why is she here? Officially, it's an informal visit to discuss cultural projects. Unofficially, it's a moment that will test the bonds between two royal families. Prince Christian greets her with an easy smile, but even he seems aware that something about Leonor has changed. Her stride is confident, her Danish impeccable, and the subtle details of her attire echo local tradition, a signal of respect that does not go unnoticed. At the grand staircase, a break in protocol occurs. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary, Christian's parents, step forward to welcome Leonor personally. Normally, such greetings are handled discreetly or delegated. Why break tradition now? Viewers lean in. Is this simply courtesy, or a deliberate show of acceptance? The question plants the first hook, and the answer unfolds slowly. In a private salon hung with tapestries of Denmark's maritime past, tea is served. Mary sits beside Leonor, speaking not as a crown princess but as someone who once arrived here as an outsider. She tells stories of her early days learning Danish, adjusting to palace life, and finding her own identity within centuries of tradition. Frederick adds anecdotes about balancing duty with individuality. Their words are gentle but pointed, a message that Leonor is understood, and that her journey mirrors their own in unexpected ways. Then, an unannounced gesture, Mary presents a small velvet box. Inside lies a pendant shaped as two interwoven motifs, the Danish swan and the Spanish fleur-de-lis. Not a state decoration, not an official gift, but a personal emblem of welcome. Leonor's eyes soften. She understands the weight of such a gesture. It is a signal that she is not just a guest at court but someone being invited into its heart. But why now? Why before any formal engagement is public? Speculation outside the palace is fierce. Some say this is a rehearsal for a future role, others whisper it's a test of compatibility with Denmark's royal life. Each theory leads to another question, keeping audiences captivated. In the room, Leonor fingers the pendant thoughtfully, sensing both the honor and the responsibility it implies. Later, Mary leads Leonor through lesser-known parts of the palace, the library with its centuries-old volumes, the chapel where generations have prayed, the balcony where history is made. Each stop is a lesson and a bridge between past and future. Leonor listens intently, occasionally jotting notes in a small leather book. The pacing slows, allowing viewers to take in the sensory details, the hush of thick carpets, the scent of beeswax candles, the echo of their footsteps. That evening, a small dinner is held. Christian, his parents, two of Leonor's aides, and a chaplain. Conversation ranges from climate projects to youth service, from public duty to private resilience. Frederick shares how, as a young heir, he doubted his readiness and how Mary's support helped him grow. Mary asks Leonor about her own training, her military academy experiences, her vision for a modern monarchy. Every answer reveals a new facet of Leonor's transformation, and every answer raises a new question about her future role. After dinner they move quietly to the palace chapel. There, in flickering candlelight, Frederick lights a single candle, Mary places her hand lightly on Leonor's shoulder, and they speak a brief blessing in Danish about courage, service and unity. It is not a public rite but an intimate sign of acceptance. Leonor closes her eyes, absorbing the moment. Viewers feel as if they are standing there too, witnessing a threshold being crossed. News of the visit leaks to the press before dawn. Headlines shout, Princess Leonor honored by Christian's parents, and Spanish heir's transformation stuns Denmark. Analysts debate whether this marks the beginning of a formal integration into Denmark's royal life or simply a heartfelt gesture of support. Each article answers one question while opening another, keeping the global audience hooked. Meanwhile, in Madrid, citizens watch the footage. Some are proud, seeing their future queen stepping confidently onto the world stage. Others wonder what this means for her obligations at home. Across Europe, commentators draw parallels to past royal unions, noting how rare it is for such gestures to occur before an engagement is even announced. Historians explain Denmark's long tradition of welcoming foreign-born royals and Spain's emphasis on preparing its heir for diplomacy. This context deepens the emotional impact of the story. Back in Copenhagen, as night falls, Leonor stands on a balcony with Christian. City lights glimmer below. She wears the pendant against her heart, a visible sign of the day's events. Inside, Christian's parents watch quietly, expressions a blend of pride and contemplation. The viewer is left to wonder what was discussed in that salon, what promises were made, what future is being shaped. This is the heart of her stunning transformation, not just a change of style but of substance. Months of study, reflection and courage have turned a young princess into a figure capable of bridging two royal cultures. The honor she receives from Christian's parents is not a single pendant but a message: you are welcome, you are ready, you belong. As the narration nears its close, it circles back to the opening image, the expected rituals of a royal palace interrupted by a transformed young woman. Now we understand the depth of that transformation and the significance of the honor bestowed upon her. It is a moment of connection between two families, two histories, and two sets of hopes. Leonor departs Amalienburg in the early hours, photographers capturing her serene but thoughtful expression. Christian's parents wave from the doorway, breaking with their usual reserve. Across Europe, people watch and feel a tug of curiosity and hope. What will happen next? Will an official announcement follow? How will this day be remembered in the larger story of Europe's young royals? And as the screen fades, the voiceover lingers on one final thought: sometimes the most stunning transformations happen not on coronation days or wedding days, but in the quiet rooms where trust is offered, history is shared, and a young princess becomes something more than a guest.